On March 20, 2025, President Trump sent shockwaves through the nation by signing an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. This bold move, a culmination of years of conservative efforts to reshape the educational landscape, has ignited a firestorm of debate. Supporters hail it as a return to local control, while opponents decry it as a devastating blow to America's children. The order, a testament to Trump's unwavering commitment to shrinking the federal government, seeks to shift power over education from Washington back to individual states. This dramatic shift, unprecedented in recent history, has left many Americans questioning the future of education. The signing ceremony, held in the White House's East Room, was attended by prominent Republican figures, including Governors Ron DeSantis of Florida and Glenn Youngkin of Virginia. Their presence underscored the deep partisan divide that this issue has exposed. As the nation grapples with the implications of this executive order, one thing is clear: the battle for control of America's classrooms is far from over. The central tenet of President Trump's executive order is the devolution of educational authority to the states. This concept, long championed by conservatives who view federal involvement in education as overreach, has now taken center stage. Proponents argue that states, with their unique understanding of local needs, are better positioned to craft effective educational policies. They envision a system where states have the autonomy to experiment with different approaches, fostering innovation and competition. Critics, however, express deep concerns about the potential consequences of such a radical shift. They fear a widening of the already existing educational disparities between states, with some students receiving a subpar education compared to their peers in other parts of the country. As the debate rages on, the question remains, will this transfer of power lead to a brighter future for American education, or will it exacerbate existing inequalities? Only time will tell. The dismantling of the Department of Education raises critical questions about the future funding of American schools. While the executive order maintains federal funding for essential programs like special education and Title I for low-income schools, the long-term implications remain unclear. The order tasks Education Secretary Linda McMahon with developing a plan to transition these funds closer to states and localities. However, critics fear that this will result in funding cuts and a diminished federal role in ensuring equitable access to quality education for all students, regardless of their zip code. Furthermore, the order explicitly prohibits the use of remaining Department of Education funds for programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, or gender ideology. This move has sparked outrage among advocates who argue that these programs are essential to creating inclusive and welcoming learning environments for all students. The financial future of American education hangs in the balance as the nation waits to see how these funding changes will play out in the months and years to come. Section 4. Echoes of the Past. A Department Under Fire. The Department of Education, established in 1979 under President Jimmy Carter, has long been a target of conservative criticism. Ronald Reagan campaigned on abolishing the department during his 1980 presidential bid, arguing that education was best left to states and local communities. While Reagan was unsuccessful in dismantling the department, his efforts laid the groundwork for future attempts to reduce its size and scope. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Republicans continued to push for greater local control of education, often clashing with Democrats who favored a stronger federal role. President Trump's executive order represents the culmination of decades of conservative efforts to reshape the federal government's role in education. It remains to be seen whether this bold move will permanently alter the educational landscape or face significant legal and political roadblocks in the years to come. Section 5. A Nation Watches, the Unfolding Drama. The signing of the executive order to dismantle the Department of Education has plunged the nation into uncharted waters. The implications of this decision are far-reaching and will be felt for generations to come. Legal challenges are already underway, with a coalition of Democratic attorneys general filing a lawsuit arguing that the executive order exceeds presidential authority. The outcome of this litigation could have significant implications for the balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. Meanwhile, educators, parents, and students across the country are left to grapple with the uncertainty surrounding the future of American education. As the drama continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the debate over the role of the federal government in education is far from over.